Welcome in everybody to a brand new race broadcast here over on F1 Gamer Dad's channel. We are, of course, as ever on iRacing, broadcasting a bit of a treat for everyone today. We're broadcasting a race that is populated by the ever popular Oliver Fennell, BasicOllie, over on YouTube. So it should be a good one. He often has very spicy races. We are in qualifying mode, so there is nothing really too much to discuss just yet. We've got about 50 seconds remaining of qualifying. And we're not going to spend too much time going through that on the stream. We're at Mugello today, so it should be a fantastic race. We've got the LMP3, and it is a multi-class race. We've got the GT4s there as well. As the final few cars come across the line, we will have a few more details to go over. It is a bit of a warm one here as well. It's partly cloudy. We've got an air temp of 26 degrees Celsius and a track temp of 32 degrees Celsius. So it will be tricky for the especially for the LMP3 side of the grid. So we will run through the grid and we will highlight the top 11 here as well for the LMP3s. We have Raffaele Paoni in P4, Kurt Braun P2, Tim Trump P3, BasicOllie holding out the second row of the grid there in P4, Franz Bogner P5, Inaki Gonzalez P6, Paul Bercherat P7, Johan Fritsch in 8th, Randa Havas in P9, Felipe Padilla in P10, Stephen Woodgate from Australia in P11 there as well. If we cycle to the next row, so we have the start of our GT4 grid. Michelle Sangali taking up P1 and pole position for the GT4s. Tim Renner Shurich P2. We have Alex Vitero P3, Michael D. Goff P4, Carlos Jui P5, Brian Cecchi P6. We have Thomas Lafell P7, Renz Delange P8, Joris Ooms P9, Carlos Garcia P10, Hiroshi Mariyama P11, and Alexandra Santos P12. Victor Moreno holds out P13. Babis Mavrakis P14. We have Marco Barocco P15. Paulo Oliveira P16. Ian Knox P17. Dominic Jordan 18th. And rounding out our grid in P19 for the GT4s, Murray Adamson. As we prepare to get underway and go through our formation lap here, we have the fantastic Porsche 911 safety car. And we will watch as he takes the grid away on their formation lap. And we will keep an eye on this man, Oliver Fennell, as we go through. He is a bit of a wild card. He's excruciatingly quick in the splits I've ever been in with him. He is, of course, the host of the BasicOllie 24. I did participate that in last season as well. The solo 24 hours of the Nürburgring Nordschleife. Terrific fun. All for charity for raising money for Mind over in the UK. And just an extraordinarily well-run event. He did host the Basic Racing League as well last year to great effect. Just some tremendous things that he does over there on his YouTube and Twitch channels. Cycling through the grid, we have some big movers and shakers. So the P1 in the GT4 grid, Michelle Sangali, 5.3k rated iRacer. So there are some heavy hitters here, and one probably worth pointing out down the back of the grid, Marco Barocco. 3.1k, down in 25th on the grid. So you would imagine there's a bit of pace there. There's most likely pace to make some moves and get things happening. So we will keep an eye on him as we progress through this race as well. The great thing about this channel is that we do not focus solely on leagues, hosted events where typically broadcasts are held. We are more interested in official races like this. So races where your iRating is on the line, races where it matters where you finish. You don't have next week to back it up. This race is everything that you're focusing on at this moment. So that's what we are holding our hats on here on the F1 Gamer Dad iRacing official broadcast channel, as the pace car gets ready to roll. Couple of hairpins left, and then we will get the field underway here. As always, I'm experimenting with all the tools I have available, so if you see something that doesn't look quite right, please leave a comment. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, but also bear in mind that that this is a very new undertaking. It's going to evolve over time. All the overlays and everything you see on the screen right now will evolve over time. But always open to suggestions. Anything that you guys think could be improved, could be tweaked, I'm all ears. Absolutely all ears. Now the pace car is peeling off. We have Raffaele Paoni on pole position, ready to take our grid away for the green flag. And hopefully we get some clean running. Hopefully everyone keeps the aggression in check. The Porsche 911 safety car peels away. We're ready to receive that green flag, and we are away. Raffaele has the jump, holds the position. We have an early move. Paul Boucherat already making moves there. Raffaele holds the inside line going into turn 1. The GT4 class now have their green flag as well. And we've got Tim Trump making moves as well. Tim Trump getting up to P2. Fantastic move. Ollie gets and tucks nicely into P3 as well. Fantastic move early on from the Englishman. We already have chaos in the back, which we will seek out momentarily. We're going to follow the leaders for a few more corners still and just see how things progress here. We'll go to a bit of a more wide angle shot so we can see the cars filter through, and we do have cars already in pit lane with damage. So while and I don't really want to cut away from the battle here, because P1, 2 and 3, Paoni, Trump and Ollie are all locked in battle. Trump is looking to make a move, and he ducks out from under the rear wing of Paoni. He takes tries to hold it around the outside. Ollie coming back as well. Ollie's taken P2, has he? Oh, this is a tight battle. Trump not giving it up either. Dips to the inside, thinks better of it. Ollie having to check up there, and we've got Kurt Braun joining this battle as well in the red, white and black LMP3. We will briefly, as we come to the start-finish line for the first time, an amazing first lap here, and I really want to skip to some of the other action that's already taken place, but we cannot look away. So Trump goes to the inside now. They are side by side. Trump takes the lead. Ollie hangs it around there as well. We are still in there. Oh, spicy, spicy stuff. Oh, no love lost here between Fennell and Paoni. This is an absolutely fantastic battle to start us off here in this 30-minute Falken Sports Car Challenge race. Excellent action already underway. We are going to skip back to some of the lap one action here just to see what happened. It is in the GT4 grid and it is between the lead cars. So Michele Sangali had pole position, just gets pushed out wide. Oh, and it was a biggie. It was a biggie. Multiple cars involved. Yikes. That was a significant hit. You hate to see that. As we go back to live pictures, the front three, well, second through fourth, we should say, keeping close tabs on each other. Tim Trump is skipping away to the tune of about 3/4 of a second here in the lead. So really nicely done there. After that first 2 laps, we do have another car peeling off into the pits. We've got Bosharat into the pits to receive some kind of service, as we can't really see too well through there. But oh, and Braun has just taken BasicOllie up the inside. Ollie keeps it in. Oh, they're very tight. There's not much room there to maneuver. But Fennell does stay ahead of Braun for the moment. And these gaps are very, very tight. Very fine margin. Bosharat back out from the pits, but the damage has been done. He drops down to 10th and the final position in the LMP3 grid. We will very briefly go across to see some of the action in the GT4 grid. Let's see where we are at. So Michael D. Goff. Oh, and actually we have had a bit of action. We have had an off from one of the other LMP3s. Stephen Woodgate was running P9 and heavy curb strike. And he has, you know what I was going to say, he's avoided the barriers there, but no, he is driving a frontless Ligier now. Bit worse for wear, not as aerodynamic and awkward. Very awkward to look at. As we go back to live pictures, the lead of the GT4 grid. So we've got Michael D. Goff here leading the way over Joris Ooms and Carlos Gouget by about 1.5 seconds over Ooms. Gouget is keeping tabs with Ooms in the BMW M4 GT4. So relatively spaced out top 3 here in the GT4s. We do have Sangali, who was our early leader in the GT4s, absolutely putting the pressure on Carlos Alberto Garcia. Gets the move done around, or tightly through the inside, I should say. Great move done there. This is turning into a bit of a battle pack, which is always nice to see. Let's just see some of the gaps here. Sangali to Santos, 0.3 of a second, and we have some movers and shakers in the background as well. So Delange taking the inside there, getting that move done over Loeffel, and now looking to take Garcia himself. Some fantastic action here in the GT4 grid. Number 15, so Thomas Loeffel actually getting the move done there over Garcia as well. This is quite the battle pack. We're almost 3 wide coming into turn 1. So Lange holding the inside. Oh, there's not a lot of room between these guys. There's a lot of respect given, and actually the respect is that they will race each other closely. They will take things to the limit and trust each other. Trust that those gaps will be respected. Monitoring this, Shurich is in the middle of this battle between Lange and Loeffel, and is absolutely holding his own there in the number 2 Porsche GT4. Takes it to the inside. No, thinks better of it and just tucks in. It's a nice S sequence here where the cars don't have too much room to go side by side. And we have seen a change for the lead. Oliver Fennell taking Raffaele Paoni for the lead of the motor race. Paoni keeping it up the inside, hanging in there. Oh, they touch. Oh, there's a bit of netcode as well. Ollie takes it back around the inside, gets the move done. Fantastic move there from the Englishman. What a fantastic opening sequence. Go back to live pictures and we will keep an eye on this battle because we've got Fennell over Paoni by around 4.5 to 5/10 of a second. We then have Kurt Braun keeping tabs on the front too as well, not letting them skip away. Going a bit further back in the LMP3s. Oh, as Paoni locks a front left. That's going to hurt him for the next sequence of corners with front grip for sure. And we have, if we can take a bit of a wider view, we have a lapped car coming up. That is Stephen Woodgate, back in 27th, who is coming under the targets or the radar of BasicOllie in the lead of this race. What a fantastic first broadcast that we have Ollie on for here. We'll go to a bit of a wide angle because we also have a GT4, the first multi-class action we have for this race. Very easily done on the start-finish straight. With a couple more, if we can get the track map up here, we can see nice and neatly where the rest of the cars are on track. No, in fact, the track map does not want to play ball. Ooh, Stephen Woodgate, who was just passed by the pack. Seems like there may have been something here, or was it just a curb strike? Oh, it wasn't. It was just a bit of overambition as the front three came through, and his rear end wanted to be leading the front end. And in these LMP3s, it's very easy to have those sort of tank slapper moments where your rear end just comes around on you very quickly. There's very little you can do about it when it goes. When it goes, it's gone most often. So back live pictures here, and Fennell has stretched this out to a 1.4 second lead over Raffaele Paoni. We will check in as we have a bit of GT4 on LMP3 action, which never lets you relax. I mean, Mugello is a longer circuit with these sorts of lap times. We're doing 1:43 minute lap times. It does give you a bit more space to breathe. I remember doing this session. Oh, as Ollie gets a bit boxed in there. He wanted to tuck in for as long as he could, and it meant that he didn't have too much room once he was sandwiched in between those that McLaren and that Mercedes. So it just means you're always thinking, you're always wondering how much clearance you're going to get by the slower class. You're always wondering where the gaps are. And at the same time, you are making sure that you are keeping that 1.1 second, which has been reduced, that lead to Paoni as well. So we will definitely keep an eye on these battles as the gaps span out. Paoni is going to get held back there. So he definitely got held up a touch. The lead has stretched out to 2.2 seconds. This is costly for the Italian in his battle to keep a grip and keep eyes on Fennell as well for second place, chasing the leader down. We do have a couple of moves here. Tim Trump is, as he threatened to at the start of the race, he is making inroads. So he has and a couple of moves. So he's gotten past Franz Bogner for P5. Here we see him in behind Inaki Gonzalez for P4. There is a bit of multi-class traffic there as well. And let's just follow this. Ooh. Huge closing speed there on Gonzalez. And does he... No, he's very patient. Very, very patient, Trump. As you can see, he wants to get back on the lead. Oh, and Gonzalez got held up. He got boxed in. Trump used that to his advantage. Trump absolutely knew what he was doing there and, maneuvered himself in a way that he would get past the GT4 traffic while Gonzalez would get hindered and inconvenienced, if you will. So very smart moving there. We will flick back to live pictures and we will run with Peony, who has lost out big time in that gap or that battle with BasicOllie. The gap is now 4.5 seconds. The last lap for Raffaele Peony, a 146.54. The last lap for Oliver Fennell, a 143.3. So there is a significant difference there. And what we will do is, we've almost had an airplane crash there between Kurt Braun, who is charging at Peony. He has come in at pace, and we've got an M4 GT4 that probably doesn't want to be where he is right now, in between Peony and Braun. They've both done very, very well to maintain that and to and actually, you know what? We have an accident that's happened here with Inaki Gonzalez. Getting right back on to the back of... he's just done it himself.
Thank you.
Oh.
You're a good player, man. Nice.
That's very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. He may have anticipated contact and might have maybe lifted off the throttle too soon, and as a result, the rear end's come around. But that's very disappointing for Inaki Gonzalez, who was running very strongly in this race. He is down 2 positions from where he started, but he was up a whole lot more than that as well at the time of that incident. As we go back to live proceedings, and Braun still keeping tabs on Peony. Oliver Fennell, and he's not getting much airtime, and you would say at this point it's a good thing. You want these sorts of races, especially in these sorts of strength of field races and multi-class events as well, where you're almost a little bit anonymous. It's not your fault. You're doing absolutely all that you can do, and no one can keep up with you. So we've got the 3.6k rated Peony. Ollie is 4.1k, so not too much difference there, but Ollie has taken off, absolutely taken off. And he, without the pressure, without the multi-class traffic at this stage of the race, he can just check out, run his own race. He's running 144s while the rest of the pack are mid 145. So he's got a good buffer here. There we go, just the previous 4 or 5 laps, 43.3, 43.4, 42.6, 43.3, and a 44.1. So brilliant times there from Ollie. He's coming up to the back of another GT4. As we switch our attention to the leader in the GT4 category, Michael D. Goff. As with BasicOllie, running his own race, absolutely streaking away. He's got 2 seconds over Joris Ooms. Alex Vitero, another 7/10 back from Ooms, so we might actually keep a bit of an eye on this battle, because this could get spicy as well. So Vitero, if we run the last several laps and we see where this gap is, Ooms making inroads lap on lap. So Vitero last lap 157.9, Ooms last lap 158.9. So big time delta there. We can run on board with Alex Vitero and just see the kind of pressure that he is putting on Joris Ooms. As Ooms runs wide, Vitero has to get out of the throttle, and we might even... We are side by side. There's a double right-hander. And Viterro gets the move done. Fantastic. Oh boy. Oh, that was a big one. That was a biggie. We were riding on board Viterro to see the back of his car and see Ooms, and
What the fuck was that, man?
oh, excuse the language there, my friends. That is trying to avoid that as much as possible. Let's see Viterro and let's see what happened in the background. So it's two LMP3s, nose to tail contact, and Viterro. Oh, he's the innocent bystander. So Johannes Fritsch was getting onto the back of another LMP3 when this happened. Let's see another angle and just see if we can just see how this happened. Oh boy, that is a big one, and it was Inaki Gonzalez as well that was the red and white LMP3 involved there. That is not what you want to see. That is heartbreak for Alex Viterro, running so well in class. Had just taken Joris Ooms for P2. So, oh gosh, almost the commentator's curse seeing that in real time. We go back to Ollie, who is setting the timing boards alight at 141.9 on the lap before last. But the action here is actually Kurt Braun in P3 in the LMP3 class, who is charging at Raffaele Pioni, our pole sitter. Last lap. Just 2:10s in it, so Braun a 142.7 and Peony a 142.99. Oh, as Peony goes through a GT4, there was not much room in that one. That was a very tight move. They got it done in the end, but not much room to go there. A bit of banter over the radio between Peony and Braun here. Braun has a look at the inside, getting into the mirrors of the Italian. Just a bit of mind games there, and you love to see it. You love to see these sorts of things play out. We will go on board with Braun because this is where the battle is. This is a patient battle that Braun has had running over the last several laps, making constant inroads onto Peony. They have a bit of counter steer there. He really had the back end dancing, and they've lost touch completely with Oliver Fennell with BasicOllie. 4/10 between these two, and then a further 8.6 seconds to Ollie in the lead. So Ollie is checking out. We have seen, if you saw in the timing screen there, as Braun goes very, very long, very wide. He's using absolutely all of this racetrack, which you love to see. He's truly testing the limits of the Ligier. He might even be able to just extend his tyres here by just easing off ever so slightly into the turns as well, seeing as he is in the slipstream of Peony. They are going to come up to lap traffic here on the final turn. Peony has a look. Oh, there's contact. There is absolutely contact. Peony has hit. Oh my goodness. That was wild. So, and Peony is in the pits. Peony has sustained damage. He quite possibly has sustained some steering damage. He's lost his front end there as well. So we will go back to the replay and just see what happened. He thought the inside was his line. He then had contact with... Oh, and that's what's done it. Oh my goodness. Oh boy, we've had some absolute screamers, some absolute wild multi-class incidents here. Dominic Jordan was just running his own race. He was absolutely just running his own race. Oh boy. As we come back to live pitches, Jordan on fire in the pits. Peony serving a long stop here as well. So that's had wide-ranging implications on the race. Ollie is just about to cross 10 seconds to the good. There we go. 10 seconds over Kurt Braun in P2. Braun now has a new challenger in Tim Trump. Tim, after his little incident in the early stages of the race, has clawed his way back. Absolutely clawed his way back. He did start P3, didn't work out early doors in this race. He is back up to P3 now. His last lap, a 42 dead. Kurt Braun's last lap, a 43.7. So, well and truly, the eyes are on. Trump is on the attack. We will quickly cut to our GT4 leader as well, Michael D. Goff, who is 0.4 of a second up over Joris Ooms. Ooms actually side by side here with Michelle Sangali. Sangali has just gotten that move done. So we'll have a quick look at that move. Sangali, again, another unfortunate, I want to say the opposite of a beneficiary in the early throes of this race, spinning out at, I think it was turn 1 with another GT4 car. He has well and truly fought his way back into this race. He is running around about 1.1 seconds a lap quicker than Michael D. Goff as well. So we've got not only Tim Trump hunting Kurt Braun for P2 in the LMP3s, but we've also got Michele Sangali, apologies if I got that pronunciation wrong, the Italian here, car number 1, hunting Michael D. Goff. That P1 is not safe based on the lap times we can see as of right now. We will cut to the P2 stakes, or the P2 battle in LMP3, because Tim Trump has arrived onto the gearbox of Kurt Braun. And we will follow this battle for a short moment as these two both navigating some lap traffic. Ollie keeping that lead at 10 seconds over Kurt Braun. And we'll track this progress and just see how many laps it takes for Braun to... Oh, sorry, for Trump to get onto the back of Braun, rather. It's fairly consistent at this stage. And we will ride on board with Tim Trump so we can see the body language of Kurt Braun's car. We are 5 minutes or so away from the checkered flag. There is GT4 traffic. Oh my goodness. I feel like we are almost cursing our... Oh, and he's got to... Trump's got to be careful here with that much damage to not... Yeah, and he's going to pit here. He's going to tow. Oh, that was a biggie. That was
You are lucky I also crashed.
a very, very big one. And we're going to see... apologies for the on-the-fly rewinding here, but we're just going to see an off-board shot of that accident. And it was just it was a twitch one-way, counter steer completely the opposite. Oh, we almost had a GT4 there taken out, number 15, which is Victor Garcia. I think it was Garcia over the radio, just advising Trump that that was that was borderline. Just making sure that if you've got that kind of damage, you are really taking it easy and making sure that you're keeping a super safe distance. Yeah, wow. I feel like we've had a lot today of cars that we're tracking and battles that we're seeing progressing and almost coming to fruition and coming to a head. And whoever we're watching, we're truly playing into the hands of the car in front or behind, whoever we're not tracking at that stage. So apologies to anyone who's had that effect. We have 8 LMP3s only on the lead lap at the moment, so it has been a race of attrition for the LMP3s. We have Hiroshi Maruyama, who has... What's happened here? Oh, okay. Bit of an off. I was tracking Maruyama, who was hunting down a few other cars and really making some great inroads. And I think, oh boy, what are we going to see here? This coming into the S's. Oh, a bit overeager with only a handful of minutes left in the race. That was a bit, yeah, a bit overeager, just trying to keep the pressure on. And we could have probably just had, oh, we've almost got the McLaren number 8 barreling, Marco Barocco barreling into the back of Maruyama there as well. While we've been tracking this, we've got Ian Knox in an LMP3 sandwich. He goes off track. He does hold it together. Nicely done, but loses a position. In the meantime, to Thomas Lofel. We'll go back live and we will track some action we've got here in the LMP3s between Franz Bogner and Inaki Gonzalez. Again, we've had a few of these today where Gonzalez, for instance, has been very unlucky with certain incidents, but he's a very quick guy, very quick driver. We will go on board with Gonzalez as he goes side by side with Bogner. Oh, Bogner gives him the squeeze. Gonzalez is going to have to go around the outside, do it the hard way if he wants to get this move stuck. Oh, Bogner locks the right front. We're going to stay with this battle as we've got a bit of GT4 traffic. I just love this chopper cam when we've got battles like this happening so we can see exactly where they are in relation to each other. And we've got, oh, we don't like to see this pop up on the screen. BasicOllie. Oh, as we hold our breath, there's contact, right rear contact. We definitely have contact. He's still maintaining the lead. Heart in mouth moments there. Heart in mouth moments. As we go back live, we've got Ollie 15.5 seconds to the good. We then have Bogner a further 17 seconds. So Ollie's podium is safe to the tune of about 32 seconds. So we don't need those sorts of risks or those sorts of moments, Ollie. So keep it together. We're watching. We have the white flag at this point. Was that the checkered flag that we just had shown? No, it's often hard to tell here through the SDK app, but we definitely have the white flag there. So Ollie's got the 1 lap to go marker. As Stephen Woodgate's had a bit of an off. We will keep tabs on Bogner and Gonzalez as Gonzalez side by side. Oh, they hit. They touch. There was definitely a touch there. Bogner goes to the inside. Gonzalez trying to hold it around the outside and go for a switchback. Oh, there's not much room. And the gap definitely wasn't open there for a switchback to take place. Bogner really aggressively holding this. And Gonzalez looking for any kind of opening. More contact. Gonzalez gets through. Oh, what's going to happen here? I think there's more than a hint of a bump and run here as Gonzalez takes out a GT4. Oh boy, that's not what you like to see whatsoever. Bogner will come through to take P3 if he keeps the rest of this lap clean. We will follow Oliver Fennell as he rounds the final corner to take the checkered flag. Fantastic win for BasicOllie here. 15.5 seconds he will win this by. We will track Kurt Braun, who will come home in second, who is well clear of the next races there. Kurt Braun coming through to take P2. We then had Franz Bogner, P3, who does have some pressure from Paul Bucherat there in P4, but quite comfortable there actually. So that was a lapped car, sorry, the LMP3 behind Bucherat. So Bogner comes through to take P3 and a handy 36i rating for his troubles. Paul Bucherat comes through in P4.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We have the let's go from BasicOllie and from Michael D. Golf as well. Fantastic banter from the boys. Inaki Gonzalez comes through for P6. So we've got the GT4s who have come home now as well. What a cracking race. What an absolutely cracking race. In fact, we will jump on board with... No, Goff has already taken the checkered flag. Apologies, we didn't see the GT4 crew there crossing the finish line.
You're going to be protested for intentionally punt me out of the corner
Oh, jeez.
7.
That's okay. That's okay. let's bring up our official race results here now. So, as we said at the start of the race, these broadcast races, these official iRacing races, there's no league standings, there's no championship. I mean, there is championship points up for grabs, but what we're racing here for day in, day out is that sweet, sweet iRating. And the spoils go as follows. So BasicOllie, Oliver Fennell, taking out the checkered flag by 15.6 seconds over Kurt Braun. He helps himself to 42 iRating, those sweet, valuable iRating. Kurt Braun, fantastic race there. Starts P2, finishes P2. He takes home 61 iRating and rounds out the front row. Franz Bogner started in P5, takes out P3, so rounds out the podium. He takes 36 iRating. Paul Bercherat then in P4. Oh, sorry, Franz Bogner in P3. Bercherat P4. Randall Hafas, a big winner in this race. So a 1200 iRated driver there, taking home a massive 48 iRating for P5. Inaki Gonzalez, a very eventful, very, very exciting race, I will say. Started P6, takes home P6, and 13 valuable iRating there. Raffaele Peoni, the race that could have been, was fighting up there in the top 3 for the majority of the race. He unfortunately loses 58 iRating, so that's a big loss there from the Italian. Started on pole and unfortunately finishes P7. Stephen Woodgate, the Aussie, takes P8. We then have, who actually, funnily enough, 600 iRated driver, takes home 23 iRating, which is always very valuable. We then have the first of the GT4s. So Michael D. Goff, flawless race from start to finish, skipped away from the field, takes home 51 iRating. P2 in the GT4s, and actually fought back excellently from the back of the field after a troublesome opening couple of laps. Michele Sangali takes home 15 iRating after starting on pole in the GT4 to finish P2. Tim Reina Shurich finishes P3 in the GT4s. Joris Ooms P4. Renz Delange, 58 iRating for him for P5. We then have P6 Carlos Gouget, 49 iRating. Another big haul and a job well done for the Spaniard. Marco Barocco, P7 in the GT4s, and actually loses 3 iRating, unfortunately, for the Italian. Hiroshi Mariyama takes home P8. Paulo Oliveira takes P9. Brian Cecchi, P10. Alexandra Santos, as we actually can scroll through in this results page so that we can see everyone that we're scanning through here. So Brian Cecchi, the Frenchman, P10, Alexandra Santos, P11, Thomas Lefel, P12, Carlos Alberto Garcia, P13, Victor Manuel Garcia, P14, Ian Knox, P15, Babis Mavrakis, P16, and actually gains 7 iRating. Babis sitting on 319 iRating, so jumps up there by 7 more. Murray Adamson, P17 in the GT4s. Then we come through to some battered and bruised LMP3s and GT4s here. These are the ones that were ultra competitive, I would say, and unfortunately just got in the wrong place at the wrong time. Tim Tromp was rapid and was making gains, making awesome moves, putting pressure on other LMP3s. Unfortunately, finds himself down in P26 and P9 in class. Loses 85 iRating from that event. We then have Johannes Fritsch, same story, P10 in the LMP3s, loses 56. Dominic Jordan, unfortunate in that clash there with one of the LMP3s on the final turn, finishes P18 in class, P28 overall, loses 26 I rating. Then have Alex Vitero, who was incredibly unlucky, incredibly unlucky, and just the unfortunate victim of an LMP3 on LMP3 head nose to tail clash, who unfortunately was definitely in the wrong place at the wrong time. He finishes P19 in class, P29 overall, and loses 138 I rating. Alex, we're feeling for you, buddy. We're feeling for you. You did not deserve that one, and that's the heartbreak that you can get sometimes with these sorts of official races where you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, and by no fault of your own, you are taking a significant, and that's one of the more significant I rating dives I've ever seen, 138. We then have Filipa Padilla, who finishes 11th in the LMP3s and 30th overall. He loses 58 I rating from this event. Oh, boy, gotta catch my breath after that one. So we will wrap up here from Mugello, the Autodromo del Mugello in Italy. What a fantastic race. We will catch you on the next iRacing official race broadcast from the F1 Gamerdad YouTube channel. Until next time, keep these races up. You never know when the next one will be broadcast, so tune in, like the channel, like the video, subscribe, hit the notification icon so that you get notified when the next broadcast is going to be made. And yeah, we'll see you there.